Maybe what children need most at bedtime is not learning how to sleep alone, but the feeling that someone is still here with me. There are babies who start crying the moment they are laid down, but the second they are placed back onto their mother's chest, they fall asleep peacefully almost right away. And what's surprising is this: when a baby sleeps alone, it's not only their emotions that change, their heartbeat, their breathing, and even their nervous system begin changing too. And the final thing in this video may completely change the way you see those moments when your child wants to sleep in your arms. There are babies who lie quietly in their crib. No crying, no calling for their mother. Adults look at them and think, finally, the baby is sleeping well. But what many parents do not realize is this: on the outside, the baby may seem calm, but inside, their body is still on alert. Like an adult trying to sleep somewhere they do not truly feel safe. The body stays still, but never fully relaxes. I once heard a mother say, "My baby stopped crying after a few nights of sleeping alone." At first, she thought that was a good sign, until she realized her child had started sleeping very lightly, easily startled, and every morning the baby became more clingy than before. There is something very important in child psychology. When a baby feels unsafe, their body can shift into a mild state of alertness. Their heartbeat changes, their body releases more stress hormones, and their nervous system keeps monitoring the environment around them. And sometimes, there are babies who stop crying, not because they are truly okay, but because their body is beginning to learn how to endure that feeling alone. And that is also why so many babies always want to sleep close to their parents. There are babies who only sleep beside their mother. The moment they are laid down, they wake up. The moment they touch their mother again, they fall back asleep. Many parents hear this and think, the baby is too used to being held. They're too clingy. If I hold them too much, they'll become spoiled. But what is really happening is usually very different. A young child's brain and nervous system are still unfinished, especially in the early years of life. Children still need their parents to help regulate their bodies. That is why when a baby rests against their mother's chest and hears that familiar heartbeat, their body slowly begins to settle. Their breathing becomes steadier, their muscles relax, their sleep becomes deeper. Many experts call this stage the fourth trimester, the period after birth when a baby's body is still adjusting to being separated from the mother. For adults, sleeping alone may feel completely normal, but for a baby who has only just entered this world, their parents' presence is still the greatest signal of safety they know. I once saw a baby cry for a very long time in a crib, but the moment the mother held the baby again, within just a few minutes, the little body softened and drifted to sleep. That moment made me realize something. The baby did not need their mother because they were spoiled. They needed their mother because their body was learning how to feel safe. If you have ever noticed your child only sleeps peacefully beside you, remember this. Maybe it is not because they are spoiled. Maybe that tiny body truly needs the feeling of safety that comes from you. And this becomes even clearer when children suddenly can no longer feel you beside them. Maybe many parents have experienced this moment before. Your baby falls asleep in your arms. You gently place them on the bed and quietly leave the room. Just a few minutes later, they suddenly cry as if frightened. Adults often think, the baby is not sleeping deeply. They're such a difficult sleeper. How did they know I left? But a child's nervous system is constantly checking, is my protector still here? And here is something fascinating. Thousands of years ago, a baby separated from their mother in the dark could have been in real danger. And traces of that survival instinct still live inside children today. That is why many babies, even while asleep, can still notice when their mother leaves. I once saw a mother carefully place her baby down without waking them. Everything was done so gently. But only minutes later, the child woke up crying loudly, not because they were difficult, but because their body suddenly realized the familiar feeling of safety had disappeared. For young children, losing sight of their parents in the dark is not just a lonely moment. Sometimes, it feels like, I am alone. And once you understand this, you may never look at those midnight wake-ups the same way again. Many people think nighttime is simply for sleeping, but for young children, nighttime is also when attachment is built most deeply. When your child wakes up during the night, what they are truly asking is not, "Should I learn to fall asleep by myself?" but rather, "Will someone come when I need them? Am I safe right now?" Some babies wake up and immediately reach for their mother. Some babies only need to hear their mother's voice before they begin calming down. Because children are not truly searching for the room, they are searching for a familiar feeling of safety. I once heard a mother say, "Every time my child wakes up at night and touches my hand, they fall back asleep almost immediately." That actually means something very deep. Because when a mother lies beside her child, their heartbeats, their breathing, and even their bodies can slowly begin synchronizing with one another. You are not simply lying next to your child, you are lending them your peace. If people have ever told you your child is too clingy, please remember this: you are not alone. Maybe what your child needs is not to be pushed away too early, but to feel safe first. And that is also why so many parents misunderstand what independence truly means for children. Many parents fear that sleeping close to their child will make them dependent. But independence does not grow from the feeling of being left behind. True independence often grows from the feeling that, even when I need someone, someone will still be here. Some children who receive enough connection actually become more confident stepping out into the world as they grow older, because deep inside them, there is already a strong sense of safety. I once heard a mother say, "When my son was little, he always wanted to sleep hugging me. But the older he became, the more independent and confident he grew." What children remember is not how long they slept beside someone, but whether they felt safe or not. And every night, before falling asleep, there is one very small but very deep moment. You hold your child in the dark. They rest their face against your chest. They listen to your heartbeat before sleep. And the final thing they feel before falling asleep may become the feeling of safety they carry throughout their entire childhood. Years from now, your child may not remember what that room looked like, but their body will remember what it felt like to be loved. Maybe you have felt deeply exhausted before. Maybe there were nights when all you wanted was uninterrupted sleep, and I understand that. But please remember one very important thing. Your child does not need a perfect parent. They only need to feel that, when they are afraid, someone is still here. Sometimes, what children need most before sleep is not learning independence as quickly as possible, but the feeling that I am not alone. If this video helped you see your child's desire to sleep in your arms with gentler eyes, please subscribe to the channel, because in the next videos, we will continue learning together about the things children have never been able to put into words.